Hey there. We are going to do part of a life wheel assessment today for our Tuesday with Tally. So I am leading a mastermind right now, and we are currently going through a tool that I use with my private clients. My name is Tally. I'm a life coach. I work with leaders to create lives that they love living in every area of their life so that they can be aligned to who they most truly are and really have the most impact and what they're made to create in the world. So this is a life wheel, and I am going. This is what I do with my private clients, and it's what I'm doing in our mastermind right now. And so I thought, you know what? Let's just go with the theme with what I'm doing, and that on my Tuesdays with Tally, that'll kind of work us around the life wheel and give you guys who follow me a chance to do some of the work that we do together. So we're gonna do spirituality and inner growth life wheel assessment today if you're interested. So if you want to do the life wheel assessment with me kind of over the next few weeks, it'll be between now and the first of the year. I'll just get on here once a week and do one of the areas. So this week is going to be spirituality and inner life, and basically the way to do a life wheel assessment, if you do a cross and then you do an X, that'll give you 8 areas. That's the way I have my life wheel designed. There are different ones out there. Some of them have, like 15 categories or whatever, but I've combined some of mine, simplified it down, and used 8. So we're gonna do spirituality and inner growth today. So this is an assessment that works on a 1 to 10 scale. So I don't know if you can see, but in the middle is like 0, and then you'll go all the way out. Doing great. Thanks so much for asking. If you want to do a life wheel with us, feel free to jump in. So there are 10 lines then. So this is a 1 to 10 scale. So spirituality, inner growth. So here are some questions for you to consider as you think about how am I doing when it comes to my own spirituality, my own inner growth. So it kind of includes personal development, like becoming who you want to be at an inner deep level and connected to spirituality. So that's the one we're doing right now. Hey, Cassie girl, you get the full scoop. Cassie's in the mastermind. All right, so spirituality, inner life. So here are some questions for you to consider as you think through how am I right now. And a life wheel really gives you kind of your current location. If you think of it almost like a GPS, a life wheel gives you how satisfied am I right now. It's a snapshot. It's a graphical representation of where you are today. All right, so spirituality and inner life. This is taking into consideration your connection with source. Is it where you want it to be or you feel like is possible for it to be? Do you have an awareness that you're a spiritual being having a human experience? Also look at, in terms of growth, do you feel like you're on a track that's really growing to where you want it to be? Do you feel like you have things in place that are moving you forward? Do you flow in gratitude? Do you have just a higher awareness, like a consciousness is the way some people articulate that. Just like a sense of being really present to the moments that you're in and aware of being part of something beyond yourself. Do you declutter what doesn't serve? Intentional with spiritual practices. So do you have things that are in your life that feel kind of like disciplines that move you forward? That might be morning routines, some things that you have in your morning routine, or journaling, or do you just have things that are moving you forward spiritually that are intentional spiritual practices? Thinking through your own inner development and growing as a person. Awesome. I love that you're doing this with us, Peter. What disciplines move you forward and develop you? Like, do you have really consistent ones? Sorry about that. Do you have really consistent ones in your life? Thinking through your connection with source, with source of love, whatever that is for you. For me, it's a deep connection with God. For different people, it's different things. So practices, rituals, routines that center you and move you spiritually. Looking at your environments. Do you put yourself in environments that really support you in this? So for some people, it's church. For other people, it's getting yourself into nature regularly and walking. It's sometimes, many of those things. It could be like a study around something that you want to learn or grow in this topic. discussion with other people? Is your spiritual connection working? So is it religious activity, or is it deep spiritual connection? So are you just checking boxes and like, okay, I did this, I did my prayer, I did my thing, I went to this place? Or is it actually moving you forward into being a person that is more loving and joyful? Do you have more peace and patience and kindness in your life? Goodness, faithful. Are you more faithful? Are you more self-controlled? So is it actually having fruit in your life by the things that you're doing? So looking at all of those things, looking at what do you think about your spirituality, how you feel about your spirituality, 0 to 10. So 0 is in the middle of your circle, and then 10 is on the outside. I don't know if you can see. So you're going to want to, have the 10 lines around there. And maybe I can just post a photo of that too, and you can print it off. So yes, how is that working for you? This is, it gives you current location on your GPS to know where you are right now and how it's working. So 0 to 10, you can mark your life wheel and hang on to that for future Tuesday with tallies. We'll end up going all around the life wheel. I'm going to do an assessment for you guys on each area of the life wheel as we go through this. So would love to hear comments. Like, where are you at? Where do you want to be? And what are the things that would be happening in your life if you were at a 10? So whatever that number is for you, if it's a 2 or a 5 or an 8 or a 6 or whatever it is, what would have you from that number? What's kind of between that number on your life wheel and a 10 on the outside edge? And you can even like write that in those spaces. So, if you're at a 5, you've got 5 white spaces between a 5 and a 10. So just go ahead and write some of those things in those spaces. It kind of shows you like what is in the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Write in what would get you there. Would it be having a consistent morning routine? Would it be praying or meditating so many minutes a day? Would it be reading some books and really growing? Would it be journaling every day and being more reflective? Would it be getting into gratitude daily? What would those things be for you that would have you at a 10? Would it just be really feeling deeply connected to source and having conversation with? I don't know. What would it be for you? So write that in, and I think it'll really support you in moving things forward for you. So would love to have some discussion below and hear where you guys are at and where you want to be and what you think would support you. Join the conversation. Have a blessed day, guys.